Welcome back and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of the daily reactions that I am putting out. Today we're going to be taking a look at Motionless in White, Another Life. Now, they are a band that I used to hear their name and still do all the time, but for whatever reason never got into them and never started listening to them, but that's all about to change. So without further ado, let's jump straight in and see what they've got.
If I can't let you go, will darkness divide? For the fiction of love is the truth of our life.
So I know it's just like a small short little intro so far, but they're doing something really cool there. So they've got their lead piece, which is like a dun 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 dun, and then you've got what I kind of refer to as percussion strumming. So it provides almost a beat in the absence of a drum piece in the background. So it's that da, 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 da. And that introduces some of the chords and stuff that are going on as well, and provides like a really nice almost percussive layer for him to sing over, albeit without there being real drums.
We were playing for keeps, but we both knew the cost. Now the only way out's in your heart-shaped box. But I hate that it seemed you were never enough. We were broken and bleeding.
Since the producing on those drums. So something cool that bands like this do, and I love this kind of stuff. So Breaking Benjamin do it really well. Band called Trapped as well do it really well. A song called Headstrong. Whenever you have those kind of downward strums that you muffle and cut short to create like basically space and emptiness, something that the drummer's doing this is very, very cool is he's hitting like a lazy note. So when you hear him hit the snare, it's almost like the sticks come down one after the other, and that adds just like a small slight dynamic to what should ordinarily be just a clean break to provide the space and leave the vocals sitting on top of it. So I want to go back. That's very cool. I like that.
But I hate that it seemed you were never enough.
You can hear it just after each other.
Broken and bleeding, but never gave up. And I hate that I made you the enemy. And I hate
Vocals are super cool.
was the casualty. Now I hate that I need you.
Particularly on the last note that he was singing there, but also throughout the chorus, he's got like this it is a distortion and like a growl that he puts on the end of his notes, but it's almost like a cry, like his throat's cracking a bit, and I think that's really cool because it gives you like so much emotion. I don't know if there's an effect on there. I doubt it, but it's possible that there is. But either way, his vocals are doing something very, very cool. It's almost this like raw power. I'm sure it must be doing damage to his vocal cords, but it sounds incredible, and it's just so much light and shade between the clean vocals he was doing in the verse and then just adding that slight cry on to the end of some of the notes.
As we rest here alone, like
Super tight snare drum.
page, the finest to compose could not play our pain with the candle through time. I could still see your ghost, but I can't close my eyes for it.
I really like what they do when they have a little break in the song, when they have like a little moment of, I say silence, but a gap in the music. When they come back in, they introduce something else. So in this part right now, and I will go back a little bit to try and emphasize it, and hopefully you can pick it up. There is a lead piece that kind of takes over just in the background, and it sounds like it's clipping. So when you have an instrument or a level that's going beyond the decibel level that should do, it starts clipping and it creates like almost a natural digital distortion on it, and it almost sounds like it's coming through a radio. It's very, very cool.
The candle through time, I could still see your ghost, but I can't close my eyes for
I like this bit. There you go. I love these guys. Something else that's cool is I don't really dive into lyrics and stuff a lot, and that's because I'm not a singer. I have written a bunch of songs and I have helped with lyrics on certain parts, but it's not something that comes naturally to me. Obviously the message and the theme in this is talking about kind of, he's singing about hating the fact that he misses someone and needs them, and he almost like wishes that he didn't. And it's very cool because he's clearly an emotional guy in like the best sense with his songwriting, with the theme, with the way that he adds those cries onto his notes. Like he's bringing out a lot of emotion in it, and I imagine that this would be one of the coolest songs to see live. I am a sucker for this kind of songwriting. I think it's just a solid melody. It's a fantastic tight piece put together for the chorus, and I love it. That's more of like a MIDI vocal, so they've pulled the tops and the bass down to give it just this kind of thin effect on his singing. Sounds almost like he's singing for a tubing. Oh, I love how they changed that little bit. Didn't expect that. Another thing that usually bothers me so much, but for some reason isn't in the song, I'm not sure if it was recorded this way or if it's just because they're mimicking or mocking a live performance for the music video, but the bass drummer is strumming chords. Now, I don't like that. I normally don't like that at all, because I feel like bass is such a unique instrument that it shouldn't be seen as a secondary guitar. It needs to be seen in its own light, and there's so many different techniques that you can perform on a bass guitar that you can't on a regular electric guitar. I think he's strumming through chords, but I'm not picking that up. Like I can't hear chords that have been struck. It sounds like it's been almost finger picked, and I can hear the notes clearly backing up the drummer. So either he's doing something a little different, or it's just the way the song's put together. But ordinarily I don't like that. In this song, it just seems to be working. It's tough, man. Tough video, tough message. But he's a great singer. He's got a good look to him. He is a great songwriter, great performer, puts a lot of energy and emotion into what he's doing, which ticks every box that I could ever ask for from a singer. So I'm super keen to hear more of their stuff, because this is I don't know if is this kind of their wheelhouse. Do they write a lot of these I want to say more commercially viable alternative, or is there other stuff out there that they do? I am such a sucker for this kind of songwriting, and I think it's such a powerful song. In those breaks, there's so many groups that are doing those cut off strumming pieces to create space, but there's so many of them doing them badly and just mimicking everyone else. And while this pattern that they're playing for that piece, that dun dun, it has been done before, and it's been done loads before, but the production on the song is so good, and what the drummer's doing, like small little things in there to keep it fresh. But his voice, I think, is the real hero in this. So the music's great, and the guys are tight, and they've written a good song. I don't know who has an input in the writing, but awesome song. That's going straight on the playlist immediately. Love that one. So if you guys liked it, please big thumbs up, because that helps me. If you don't, big thumbs down, but I am grateful for your time and you watching these videos. It means a lot to me. So if you have any other recommendations, please do me a favor. Pop them in the comments and I will go through all of them and respond to as many as I can. This channel is about opening my mind up to new artists and new music. So any genre, any type, let me know. And if I get enough requests for them and I know there's a bit of an audience for it, then I'll dive straight into that. And hopefully soon I'll be reviewing some of the albums and songs and artists that I grew up just loving. I'd love to share those with you as well. So thank you very much. Be safe, be good to each other, and have a nice day.